Hello, my students and scientists. Today, I am going to be reviewing Legacy Titans class, Cybertron Universe, Metroplex. So, let's get started. So first of all, to take a big look at this big, huge chunk of plastic, here he is sitting on my table. For comparison, here is Shattered Glass, which is Siege, Commander Class, Jetfire, who was the biggest former in my collection. Now you're probably thinking, well, what about the times you had Cybertron and the Studio Series Devastator, your recent combiner, and of course Titans Return Trypticon. No, this dude's 22 inches. He's now the biggest Transformer in my collection, and you can see why. So, a little bit of note on who the character is. This is Metroplex from the Transformers Cybertron universe. This is his most recent adaptation. I've reviewed the original toy, and as you can remember, it was still quite small. But he transformed into essentially a bucket excavator, which you can see here. Now, there's one other thing I've got to mention about this version of Metroplex, you see, laddies. He's Scottish. That's right, he comes from a planet where everybody has a Scottish accent. Now, one thing I need to mention is, yes, Cybertron is the same cartoon that had the Cyber Planet keys here, of which I think some of mine are falling on the floor, which I'll have to pick up later. But this figure doesn't have use for that. Now, as you can see, he is a huge freaking chunk of plastic. As a result, he does have a third mode. This is what I've dubbed his Gremlin mode, but I'm not going to be transforming him into Gremlin mode. Bringing down my camera here to take a look at the very nicely molded and track detailing on the arms and legs. Well, look at his arms and legs. He's basically scrunched up at the moment. And because I've wanted to transform him for camera, nothing wants to lock up. But these parts meant to lock up here because, you know, that's how shit works. Now, he does have a little bit of articulation. The bucket excavator does move side to side, but can't move really much more because the underlining bit for his handle there bumps into each side of that. But one other bit of thing is his bucket excavator can move, and you can move the bucket itself, which has some very nice ratchet joints up here and here. And of course you can open and close the bucket. But we're not here for that, so let's get down to transformation. Now please note, this is going to take a lot out of me. So, I'm going to have to stand up for this, move my chair out of the way, and let's get going. First of all, you want to remove the bucket excavator and bucket handle. The tabs that you see on the bucket, into the bucket here, this and that, is just a slot handle, and it can go on here, or onto his hands, which I'll show off also when I get there. Put that to the side. With that, you also want to take that off, and you want to straighten it out. Might have to recruit a cameraman, might not. Then you basically take both ends, line them up to be polar opposites, and squeeze them together. There you go. And that's his stuff done. Now let's get on to the bot himself. Putting that off to the side. Moving Jetfire out of the way up to here. First thing you want to do, take these tabs off here. They just tab into there. We are going to, by the way, work on his legs first. So, pulling him up, you're basically going to hold his feet and straighten them out. Oh, in a symphony of that. Now, once you've got the legs sort of like an elite leg, you're going to take this part and you're going to bring it all the way up, and then straighten it out. Come to the feet. You're going to fold these two in, fold down the bucket, and there you've got one leg nicely done. Fold that back down. Second leg is like the same. Now, the instructions do give you the ability to transform him into Gremlin mode, but I don't want to transform him into Gremlin mode. And then once you've got that all done, he's now going to be towering over everything. Now comes the fun part of straightening them out and getting them all nice and done. Whip, whip, whip. Now we're working on the torso. Your first order of business, unfold the arms. What are going to become the arms? So we'll bring that down a bit. These will tab. These have a tab on the end of the hand here, on there, that goes into a slot in there. Next, straighten the body. Then, while you've got the body straightened, and more camera work, these two have a slot. These slots go on a tab right up on the shoulder that I'm going to try to get the light to cooperate. No, you can't really see it because it's black plastic. Once you've done that, that's basically going to be what's going to secure the shoulders in place. Bring the shoulders down, like so, and fold them down. At the same time, up here, you're going to rotate the arm till you've got this part facing forward. Bring the arm up for this. Unfold the upper hand and bring out, well, it's forearm, bring out the hand, fold it in. Much like the first. Arm down. What we've got here, we'll bring up the hand. Make sure it's rotated around the right way. Whew! And yes, this is taking a lot out of me. Rotate 180. Fold that back up. Fold that down. And there we go. Both of his arms in upright position. Next, bring the head forward. And you're going to untab this blue stuff. And you're going to fold it back and bring it up. Just hear the cats in the background. Then you're going to come to the chest. You're going to basically lift it up so you get access to the inner components. And you're going to fold it to where it sits in the hole. And bring that down. We're not done just yet. You're going to come to the back here. And you're going to basically take this, splay it like so. And there you have Metroplex in his robot mode, laddies. And as you can see, he is huge. Like, you thought vehicle mode was huge. Vehicle mode just decompresses him. Gremlin mode decompresses him. Here's his staff, which you can't get to stand on its own. That is nearly as tall as him. Like, Jetfire, I showed you before. Yeah, because of how much this took out of me, I'm not going to transform anything else, because I did want to do a size comparison between him and Jetfire. But the Titans Triptychon that BlazeHorn Gaming owns is shorter than this dude. So let's get down to some articulation. His head can do a full 360. It can look up. It can look down. His ears can move. He even gets one of the few things on a Transformer. Some mouth articulation. That's awesome, isn't it? We'll bring this up. He can go forward back to him. His shoulders can do a full 360. Not only that, but the ratchet joints can hold a pose. His arms get a upper bicep swivel, and they can go in and out. You get a very lovely bend at the elbow. Wrists can do articulation, and you do get some finger joints, albeit it is, all of these are fused to that, and it's a simple hinge joint, and you do get a little thumb articulation. You get an ab crunch. Oh, one important bit of explanation. Bring that down. You get waist articulation. Come down even more. Legs can go forward. Now, this is where he starts to misbehave. You get a very nice bend at the knee. You get the ability to do some splits. Oh, you do get a swivel there. Whew. And you do get, what do we get? Some foot articulation. Foot can go fully back, you can go fully forwards. You get some toe articulation. You get some heel articulation. You can even angle the foot, albeit by not by much. So you can get him into a myriad of poses. Oh boy. So, what about his big old fuck-off weapon? He can hold that. You take the weapon. You also take the moon, and you take the sun. You take everything that seems like fun. There is a thing here. Remember how earlier I said he has a handle? After dismantling it. But basically, up here, you come and you pull this out to reveal that. Now, getting him to hold his weapon is another thing. Because you can hold it in one of two ways. There is a slot in the grip palm of his hand. That you can get this, and you can kind of angle it in there. You know. That way. And, you know, he can hold it like that. But there's also a handle on the bottom of the spade there. So, you rotate his wrist around. And you can get him to hold his fuck-off weapon. Like he's ready to cast some earth magic. Like, oh yeah, well parry this. He is ready to kick butt. So, with all that being said and all that being done and dusted, would I recommend picking up the set? No. No. For those of you who are very much unaware, the New Zealand economy basically means that Transformers in the States are cheaper than they are over here. I've seen this guy go for basically $100 to $144. On retail, this bad boy's $134. Not $134, $340 odd dollars. I got him on clearance because he is huge. Not only that, but I would only recommend picking him up if you get some of the other Cyber Planet keys. You know, some of the upgrades. And yes, he can hold this on his back. There is a blue clip on here that will allow you to clip it onto the back bit there. He is missing his Minicom partner. The Cyber Planet key function, which is right there, by the way. There. Yeah. They've molded it in. Is just there. And his gun doesn't split. Like, this does not split out into a laser. Missed opportunities to include a lot more in this set to include playability. But I'm happy to pick him up because, like Legacy Hotshot I reviewed in the past, this is a part of my childhood. And again, I want to say a huge thank you to Bart, who let me review the original toy of Metroplex. I do hope you go and sub to him. Also, do go to sub to Dratini Mew, and of course, Blazon Gaming, and I'm Duncan Uber saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. Yeah, you grow old because you stop playing. Yes, I took that from MGO, I'm sorry. And this is Duncan Uber signing off saying, G1's here, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye!